Welcome to another awesome and amazing episode of Tax Deed Tuesday. Who am I? I am the Jackie Jackson, real estate investor and coach. Yeah. So I'm really excited to be here with you guys, and I want to share this information with you all because you've been asking for it. So why not share it and deliver it in the most fun way on a Tuesday, going up on a Tuesday. As you can see, that's like one of my favorite songs. Anyway, so with no further ado, I'm going to share my screen with you all so that we can get it on and popping with this Tax Deed Tuesday. All right, so here we go. So for our lesson with Tax Deed Tuesday, what we are discussing today is 6 different ways that you can be profitable investing with real estate taxes, right? So what I focus on, what my main strategy, what my most successful strategy is in real estate is tax deeds and tax liens. There are many different ways for you to be successful in real estate, and you can choose any way, right, to be successful. The one that I have chosen is tax deeds and tax liens, right? So there are 6 different ways that you can be profitable as well as successful with real estate tax deeds. And that is what we're going to be talking about today. How cool, right? So who am I? I am the Jackie Jackson, and I'm a full-time real estate investor and a coach and a mentor. And I have been purchasing real estate properties for investment purposes since 2006. And in this image here, you can see me giving a one-on-one coaching session with one of my students. My history is in sales and finance and banking. In 2015, I lovingly resigned from my corporate position as a VP branch manager in finance, and I became a full-time real estate investor. All right. And from being a full-time real estate investor, I really enjoy teaching, I really enjoy sharing, and I really enjoy seeing other people win. So if you wanted to know why am I sharing this information, why am I so passionate, why do I have so much energy, now you know. So with no further ado, let's jump right into main strategy number 1. So the purpose of this Tax Deed Tuesday is to discuss the 6 different ways that you can be successful investing in real estate delinquent taxes, okay? So strategy number 1, kind of self-explanatory, but I just got to put it out there just in case you did not know. So strategy number 1 would be to bid and participate at the tax deed auction itself, right? Duh. You would prepare yourself by doing your research in advance on the properties that are going to go to auction. So here is a quick screenshot of properties that are going to auction in Citrus County, all right? So I kind of just did a default search, truly. I searched from February, which is the month that we're in, and they had data, or they had the schedule all the way through December of the year 2020. So I just did a wide scale search and then sorted by sales date, if you will. Fair enough? So that's all I did. And if you take a look at this image here, you can see that the starting and base bids for a lot of these properties, you have some that are $1,700, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Like, this is serious, you guys. Like, you literally can own real estate properties without having to use your credit, apply for a bank or bank loan like a mortgage, or bust open your savings account. Like, this is really serious. Like, a lot of the women that I teach, I share with them, hey, if you're getting your tax returns and you're getting a refund from your tax return, this is a great way for you to annually buy at least one property per year. Like, with that particular strategy, how long will it take for you to increase your net worth, create that generational wealth that you're looking for, as well as be able to pass on something to your kids, to your family in the future, right? So strategy number 1 is to actually participate as a bidder at the tax deed auction itself. Okay, when you win and you are successful at the tax deed auction, you are actually going to be issued a deed, like a real deed, like you own it, deed, like for real, for real. So that's the reason why I love this strategy so much. I've bought many, many properties this way, and it's one of my favorite strategies, to be honest with you. All right. So, what is strategy number two? Strategy number two, all right, you can contact the owner before the auction. So if you're not so keen on the competitive bid process and you're like, you know what, Jackie, I know you want to go to the auction and there's a lot of investors at the auction and I really, really don't like competition that much. One of the ways that you can actually decrease your competition is by communicating and contacting the property owners before the auction. Duh. Uh, uh. Does it make sense? Exactly. So you would contact the property owners prior to the auction and then make them an offer for their properties. Like their property is going up for auction like in the next couple of weeks. So do you think that they're motivated? I think so. Normally they are motivated. They want to do something, so you can offer them a solution by making them a cash offer for their property, help them to redeem their property and get it excluded from or taken off from the actual tax deed list. And then you can come up with a solution together that's win-win and everybody wins in this situation. Okay. So that's strategy number two. Avoid the stampede at the auction and communicate with the owner prior to the auction, right? So here's how you find the owner's information. The list that's put out by each of the counties normally have the owner's information there. So all you got to do is just look up their information, do a little bit of cross-referencing, and then you can essentially call them and just say, hello, hey, your property is going up for auction. What are you going to do about it? It's a good conversation. All right. So strategy number three, guess what? So you have some investors that prefer not to go to the auction, whatever their thing is. They don't want to do that. And then they don't want to, the headache of trying to call or talk to, knocking on doors and talking to owners. They're like, bump that. I ain't gonna do all of that, right? They would rather wait until the auction is complete altogether. And what they are looking for is the results of those auctions, right? So during the competitive bidding process, what really happens is the county is only interested in the total amount that is due, like the total amount that's delinquent, which is normally the opening bid. Anything or any monies that's increased over the opening bid is considered a surplus or an overage, okay? So what some investors do is they've created a whole new business model where they are communicating and going after property owners in a event to actually help property owners collect. Because when a property goes to auction and is auctioned off, a lot of times they don't really know that they have overages available to them or that they're eligible to claim these funds. So you have some investors that go out and communicate with these property owners and say, hey, you may have some money that is available for you at the county. I will help you to collect those monies for a fee, right? So this is properties that are already sold at the auction, and during the competitive bidding process, an overage or a surplus was generated because of the competing investors trying to win. All right. So the county only needs the amount of the opening bid. Anything over that is considered excess, is considered a surplus, and then the owner is eligible to claim that surplus. Okay. So take a look at this. So on this screenshot here, and by the way, it's Citrus County. I didn't tell you, but Citrus County in the state of Florida, just FYI. So look at this overage right here. This overage just in the top line alone, this one was recently created February 12, 2020. There was an overage of $70,000. And here is like the name of the owners over here. I mean, there's some serious money in here. So what happens to money that's not collected by anybody, like the overage? Like what happens to the overages and surpluses? Like where does that money go? So the county will hold on to that money for 3 years, and if nobody collects it or claims it, then the county goes through a process called escheatment. And what that really means is that they just keep it. Yeah, I know. But that's what happens. You wanted to know, so now you know. So if you are interested in focusing on helping owners claim their surplus and their overages, then this is a great way for you to do it. Just saying. All right. Number 4. Woohoo! Now, this one here, most people are unfamiliar with, but I just wanted to point it out there. So, what happens to properties that are not sold at the auction, like not sold at the tax deed auction, right? They end up on the lands available list. All right. So, every county has a lands available list. All right. At least in the state of Florida, they do. Other counties do. Other states do as well, too. But I'm just talking about Florida right now because this is Citrus County. Okay. So, there are 67 counties in the state of Florida. And when properties do not sell at the tax deed auction, they end up on that county's lands available list. All right. So what happens? What's so special about this list, Jackie? Okay, I'll tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you. All right. So the lands available lists are properties that are available for the public to purchase directly from that county. How cool. For the total amount of the delinquent taxes. It's not even like they're trying to even make a profit or nothing. I mean, for real, for real, for real. So every county has a lands available list. All you have to do is request a list. Most counties even have their list online. Again, this is Citrus County, Florida. I just searched by lands available, and you can see by the arrows there and the, the circle, all that cool stuff. So some counties have properties that, the taxes were a lot of money, so that the lands available list, it may seem like it's a lot, but all you have to do is contact the county and get a actual payoff, and they'll tell you what the total amount is needed in order to purchase that property from them. All right. So strategy number 4 is the lands available list. Very dope, right? Very cool. Next. Number 5. All right. So number 5 is actually participating in a tax lien certificate auction. Aha. Now this one is pretty dope. So this is a process where you're actually going to collect a rate of interest. Okay. So before, we're talking about the actual properties itself. So strategies 1 through 4, we're addressing actually getting the property in some way, shape, or fashion, whether you participate in a tax deed auction, contacted the owner, or you did the surpluses. That has to do with like excess money. And number 4 is purchasing properties directly from the county. The tax lien certificate is participating in the tax collector's auction. Excuse me. And what this auction is, this one happens like once a year. All right. So every year, taxes are due on real property, and there is a grace period, if you will, right? The property owner has a certain amount of time to pay their real estate taxes, and everything is all good. Now, there comes a point where it becomes delinquent, where they did not pay at all. That whole grace period was like exhausted. It already expired. All right. So now it becomes like a collection, right? Does that make sense? So during this collection period, the tax collector is going to send them notifications saying, hey, property owner, if you don't pay your property taxes, you are forcing us to actually hold an auction to the public where somebody else is going to pay your property taxes for you, because we need this money. Okay, this is how we keep our schools open. This is how we pay the fire department. This is how the lights stay on, the stoplights, all that stuff. This is how our emergency services and our infrastructure for our county is supported. So we need these real estate taxes, right? So somebody got to pay it. If you ain't paying it, then we're going to ask somebody else to pay it for you, okay? So this is the tax lien certificate. Now, you don't actually get the house, right? You don't actually get the property, whether it's a house or a gas station, it doesn't really matter. But you don't actually get the property. What you actually receive in this particular strategy is a rate of return. And in the state of Florida, it's up to 18%. So I love it. So if you are interested in participating in the tax lien certificate auctions on or around June 1st, calendar year, June 1st, each county is going to hold a tax lien certificate auction, right? So one of the major hubs is Lien Hub. One of the major portals for you to participate in a tax lien certificate auction is through Lien Hub, right? So you can go to their site, and here's like a real quick screenshot of what that looks like. You can look at the auction schedule, the calendar. You can look at frequently asked questions, advertised lists of properties that are going to auction for their delinquent real estate taxes for that specific tax year. Cool. So that is strategy number 5. So drum roll, please. All right. I'm shaking the table. That's too much. All right. Strategy number 6. So what happens to tax lien certificates that the tax collector auctioned on or around June 1st for the prior tax year that does not get sold? Is that proper English? I don't think that this grammar is proper. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So there are real estate taxes that investors dismissed, didn't have enough money, not enough investors participated. What happens to these tax lien certificates? They are held by the county, and the county still has them available for purchase all year round, like the other 364 days. So the tax lien auction is on one of the 365 days. So the other 364 days, you can go back to the county and request them to share their county held tax lien certificate list. Okay, so lo and behold, all right, so some counties use a Lien Hub to manage that process as well, and you can register on Lien Hub for free, no bigs, right? And then you can access the link that says purchase county held liens, and as you can see, there are some liens in here that are less than $100, like for real, for real. And what that means to you is you have an opportunity to earn up to 18%. I know the last time that you deposited $100 into your account and your financial institution, your bank, your credit union, whoever it is, gave you back 18%. It's highly unlikely that happens. So here is an opportunity for you to obtain those high rates of interest, double digits rates of interest, and really be successful at it. How cool is that, right? So let's recap real quick. Number 1, participate in the auction. Number 2, contact the owner prior to the auction and just make them an offer. Number 3, surpluses, right? Those are the overages that are created from the competitive bid process when you participate in the tax deed auctions. Number 4, lands available list. What happens to the properties that are not purchased at the tax deed auction? The county holds them and you can just purchase it directly from the county. Number 5 is tax lien certificate annual auction. Why not? Okay, that's great. It's a competitive process. It's really specific. It's different from the tax deed. Tax liens are a rate of interest. Tax deed is when you actually get the property. Fair enough? Then what happens to the tax lien certificates that are not sold at the tax lien auction? Hey, you can purchase them directly from the county as a county held certificate. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot. Anyway, but I wanted to share this information with you guys because I know that you are super, super excited about this strategy and all of the unique ways that you can be successful within the strategy itself, okay? So again, who am I? I am the Jackie Jackson. What we have just recently discussed is 6 ways to profit and be really, really successful investing in real estate tax deeds, all right? So you want to talk to me, I want to talk to you. You guys are awesome and amazing. You're leaving wonderful comments, you're scheduling, you're ending up on my calendar, and I absolutely love it. So here is the link. Here's the link to get on my calendar, all right? And if you really want to talk to me, you really want to dive into this process and be really, really successful, decrease your learning curve, this is a great opportunity for you to work with me directly, exclusively, and actually just really understand how you can be successful with real estate tax deed and tax lien investing, all right? So again, I am the Jackie Jackson. I'm a full-time real estate investor. Schedule your free strategy session. Why not? All right. I am teaching students all across the country, not just specifically to Florida, but in multiple states across the United States. And my students are excessively successful and they're just having a really, really great and wonderful time. Another place where you can go to check me out is my actual official website. All right. So you can go to my website, thejackyjackson.com. You can check me out there and you can read all about me and see what I've done, see my testimonials, see what other people are saying about working with me and their experience and how they experience my teaching and you could just get it from somebody else. You could just hear what other people are saying. Me telling you that I'm great is great, but other people telling you that I'm great is greater. Anyway, thank you again for this Taxi Tuesday, and it's been awesome. It's been real. I'll talk to you guys soon. Yay! See you next week, y'all.